All right, we are here. First episode of The Perspective. All right.
I didn't know that was called.
Yeah, so this is a talk show that I decided to do because everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own insight, and it's good to get different insights from everyone, so that way you get different views on different topics. So today is the first episode. The first episode is about relationships. Right now, I have my close friend Cindy here, to give us her perspective. And of course, if you guys have stuff you want to say, you want to comment, please feel free to comment on Facebook, especially you guys on Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. We also have you live here. Please feel free to comment, and your comments will actually pop on both screens here. But let's get started. So, what do you think about relationships like today? What do you think?
Relationships today, they are hard to maintain, and everyone's looking for different things. Everyone's looking for similar things, but people don't understand that we're talking about the standard relationship. You're looking for just one, right? Typically, one. And how many people are on this earth? So that's how I try to scale down the anxiety of, I can't find nobody. You're looking for what? And looking for that one is the hardest part. But then, there's levels to this stuff. I guess we're going to talk about today.
All right, so let's take it back for that. You said levels.
Mm-hmm.
So there's levels to this stuff. Like what type of levels are you talking about?
Well, you have your relationships, that standard man and woman relationship. You have your friendship relationship. This is my soulmate right here. My brother. And I feel like sometimes people undermine friendship over their intimate relationship. That's one level. And then the communication, then the respect, in and out the relationship. And then the actual hard part of building and maintaining a relationship on a daily basis. And then sometimes the end. That's always a chapter. That should kind of be expected since, majority of us are looking for just one. So, yeah, when the end comes, that's just another tradition that most people have a hard time getting right for themselves in the situation at hand. Those levels.
That's very interesting. So in terms of those levels, like you say you have that one-on-one man and woman. You got friendship relationships. You got, what was that third one?
Didn't say a third one, but family.
Yeah, you said three. Okay, family relationships. All right, there you go. So on the one-on-one relationships, I feel it gets a little bit confusing these days with people, especially with like what they like to call the millennials.
Whatever that is.
They think it's just like pretty much like you said, is the maintaining. They think it's just three pillars. It's not just three pillars in terms of maintaining a relationship. They say, oh, it's loyalty, trust, and communication. There's more than loyalty, trust, and communication in a relationship. There is also connection. If you don't have that connection, everything is gone. Without the connection, what's the point? Oh, because she looks fine and everything. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like she got that junk in her trunk and everything. That's that different connection. You're not actually connecting to her down on a mental and spiritual level. So therefore, nothing is actually gonna work out between you two. And then you got the girls that be like, "Oh, my guy look like Tyrese." Like, come on, like who? What type of connection is that? Like, why are we worried about the physicality of the relationship rather than the mental and the spiritual connection of the relationship, which actually allows you to have that long lasting togetherness and building a family, building a future with that person you obviously want to be with. And then you got that friendship relationship. So there's different levels of friendship relationship.
Yes, there is.
There's definitely different levels of friendship relationship.
Some of y'all heard it before. The shelf, the people shelf. Oh. Take an application.
So Yeah, so it's like you got those different levels of friendship relationships. So there's those friendship relationships where more or less like it's like yeah, you're friends. All right, you know, you cool, you kick it, you can talk a little bit, but obviously y'all don't share too much together. But you know, you do have that sort of connection where it's like, you know, hey, you know, if I hang out with this person, I'm gonna be in a good mood. And
Hopefully.
then yeah, hopefully. And then like you got that deeper friendship connection where it's like you can share everything with her. Everything. You
I
talk
need
about
some else.
anything. You can talk about anything. You be like, ooh, girl, oh, the way he hit it, oh my god. Like, you know, y'all have those conversations. Y'all have those conversations.
More than y'all should, but yeah.
And then the guys be like, yeah, yo, man, my girl, oof, this morning, you know, I don't have those conversations. I prefer to keep it locked in the box. Y'all don't need to know anything about that.
Right.
So I know some of my friends out there like, what? So I don't have these conversations with me. Like, no, I don't. I don't have conversations like that with anybody. Um, so like seriously, like we have those different types of conversations and everything on everything that's going on between you and your relationships on those deeper connections. And then there's those third types of relationships that a lot of people don't like to talk about. Third type of friendship like relationships a lot of people don't like to talk about. And because they're always going on Facebook or any social media that says the friend zone. I wish I had some type of button that I could push and it could just like be a rainbow. The friend zone. There's the friend zone. And the reason people call it the friend zone, the reason people love to call it the friend zone and like to label it is because there's one side of the friend that feels more than just being friend. And then there's the other side of the friend that either is oblivious of that or doesn't feel the same way.
Sure.
And that happens. That does happen. Yeah, you might think, oh, hey, you know, maybe if I'm nice to her, you know what I'm saying, she might see me in a different light. She might think, hey, let's give this guy a shot. Let's give this guy a shot, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't always happen. That doesn't work out. Sometimes even those girls be like, "Oh yeah, he's a good guy. No, let him take me out for dinner and everything," and be like, "You're a friend."
I was just hungry.
I was just hungry.
We were hungry. We had something in common.
Thanks for the Applebee's.
Friend, high five. Good night.
And then it's like, those people either be afraid of confessing their feelings or afraid of what's going to happen after confessing their feelings. Or they confess their feelings and then get rejected and then feels weird and awkward in terms of being in those type of friendships. Yeah, those tend to happen and tend to get out of hand. Me personally, if I date a friend and it doesn't work out, shit, we can still be friends. I'm not gonna hold it up against you. I'm like, I know a lot of people say that, but that does happen to me. I actually have some friends that I've dated for a little bit, and we're still friends. We're still cool. We still kick it. We still talk like, hey, you know, how's life? How's it going on and everything? Because I don't like to hold grudges. That's how I was raised. Life is too short for you to hold grudges about what didn't work out. Shit don't work out. It happens. Sometimes you get into a car accident and Debo Brown comes out the fucking car like, shit don't work out because you're gonna be like, okay, here's my insurance. I'm not gonna fight you. You hit me, but shit don't work out, you know. So this is the type of stuff that tends to happen. Like, you know, you can't be afraid of doing it. I'm like, me, I express myself in different types. I'm a big joker. Everybody knows I'm a big joker. I joke around, right? I joke around a lot. I say a lot of shit. It makes it hard for me to be able to be read. I say a lot of shit. But the reason being for that is that I'm going to get a little bit personal on this. Reason being for that, because there was actually 2 instances where I actually confessed to a friend on how I felt. There was one in high school where I told her, like, you know, I've liked her since middle school. No, not I said middle school. I liked her since elementary. And, you know, I tried to tell you, but obviously I got caught in my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that easy thing to obviously confess to somebody. After I said that, she didn't have much to say. and just vanished.
Oh.
Like, like, those memes where you got Homer Simpson that just goes,
Damn.
That's literally just what happened. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? What happened? And then it turned out the reason why she did that is because she felt awkward after that and she just didn't feel the same way. That was understandable. All you had to do was just say, hey, I don't feel the same way. And I thought, all right, cool, because let's still be friends, still kick it, just don't be awkward about it. Let's just erase that. Never happened, take out the Men in Black fucking light thing, go push the button, erase, never happened. All right, we can still be friends, we can still be cool, we can still kick it like we usually do. And then there was another friend, it was the same thing. Like, I was like, you know what? I have to tell you something. I liked you since middle school. This, it's I've felt this way. I just want to know, how do you feel this and third? She told me straight up, just straight up told me. I mean, it wasn't easy, but she told me straight up. She was like, oh, I don't feel that way. I like you as a friend, I just don't see you in that type of light and everything. I was like, all right, no, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. We still kicked it for the rest of the day, bought some pizza, hanged out and everything. No, that's still friends. Do I talk to her like that anymore? No, we don't talk like that anymore. She disappeared off the face of the earth. So obviously there's different views and different ways on handling it, but that's the thing. It's like a lot of people get caught up in the emotion of it that they don't see it like, it takes a lot for that person to come out to say that to you. To say, hey, I like you that way. Do you feel the same way? And then it also takes a lot for you to be honest because you're thinking like, I don't want to hurt that person. I don't want to pat somebody on the back like they're there. It's okay. you just got rejected. It's over. Like a lot of people don't want to do that. But it has to happen. It's like if you hold on to that, you'll hold on to that regret for the rest of your life of saying like, I didn't say this. I should have said this. I didn't say this. And then there is those relationships. There is those types of friendships where, those one-sided friendships where the dude does confess it and the girl be like, "Oh, I don't want to lose that friendship." Or the guy be like, "I don't want to lose that friendship, because you're a good friend. I don't want to lose that friendship. I don't want something happen to break us up between each other." But then they end up being with somebody that's close, extremely close, but not exactly at what they're looking for, and they stop talking to that friend in general.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking waste of time.
I hate those.
Fucking waste of time. Like,
when that rushed relationship doesn't work out, guess what zone they come back to?
Exactly. They come back to that friend that was always there, that was there when they cried, that was there when it was upset, that was there when such and such happened. Especially when such and such is acting stupid. They want to call a friend and say, "Oh, I need to talk to you. I need advice." Blah 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 blah.
What you know,
like exactly. Like it doesn't make any sense in why this is happening.
Oh, it makes sense because, like you said before, people used to about their sins. And honestly, if you ask me, most people in life. But for me, what I've experienced, because I've told many people, "Oh, we're cool. I'm the home. Not looking to hurt anybody, but it's also not looking to save anybody's feelings." I've dealt with those who have liked me, had a crush on me for X amount of years, some 10 years plus. How does that happen? I don't know. And having to continuously come back to we're friends. We're friends. If we hang out, you can't come over here flirting with me because you're my friend. If you come to my spot, we're friends. We're going to chill. Literally, we're chilling as friends. So don't try it. And I've had people come back and back and back. And it's just like, okay, what is there? So that's how you have to enforce a boundary of friends with certain people that, just because you had time in on that friendship doesn't mean it's quality, doesn't mean it's worth saving. But the first thing is like, well, I've known you for this, so we're all right. I know your heart. I know this. I know that. But honestly, it doesn't make any sense because those same people will get into a relationship. They'll say like, yes, I've always wanted you, and I definitely, my next girl is gonna be just like you. Good luck. And then they get into a some kind of relationship, supposedly in love, all types of messiness, and then even when in those relationships, sometimes they're still trying to reach back. Like, damn, how come I didn't meet you before I met her? Like, damn, how come you couldn't even? I know those comments are bugging. I'm not even gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Like, how come? Like, and it's just like, aren't you about to get married? Why are you reminiscing what we could have been when I told you I have zero feelings in that type of intimacy with you? But it's just like now I have to have a running friends list of friends on people because it's like, well, you're not disrespectful to me. Besides the fact you're trying to toe that line, and then you know what I mean. You're a friend who's been there in my hard times. Cool, but that's when it's like. That's when you have to make a real decision because that's just a bunch of foolishness game and giving up so much time and energy for that. You can't create a space where you can have someone else come in who could potentially be the one or the next one that you're gonna have to play with because you have people that are kind of clowning around with your time. So there are times when you have to enforce friend zone rules. You know what I mean? Just because of the proximity of whatever that relationship may be. It could be a long-time friend. It could be someone in the neighborhood. It could be a neighbor. Lord. You know what I mean? So it's like you're always trying to establish those boundaries. People are quick to try to race across that line. So that's how these confused ones end up in that bog of friends.
Well, damn.
That makes sense.
So it all happens a lot. It's I mean, a lot of people tend to get in their feelings about it, but
they live there. What's the address? In my feelings Boulevard.
1333. Just get the number out of there. It happens a lot. I mean, like a lot of people do get in their feelings. A lot of people do like feel a little bit emotional about it and everything. And like in terms of rejection, not a lot of people are used to rejection. But the fact is, no one wants rejection.
I think it's getting worse.
It is getting worse because you got all these people like over here, and then like especially what they call millennials. And I understand why you call them millennials. I don't think it's the millennials, to be honestly. I don't even like that terminology, to be honest with you. Either. But like you got like I call them the new age kids because ain't no way in hell I am walking down the street with some tight ass fucking jeans where my shit cannot breathe. Sorry. But but like what I'm saying is that like, they go on the new fab and everything, this, that, and third, blah, 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 and yet they think, oh, because I'm on that new fab, I'm on that new look and everything, such and such girl is gonna like me. I'm gonna get all the ladies. I'm gonna get my pick. Say, oh yeah, I want that one. I'm gonna do this, that, and third. And then as soon as they get rejection, they're like, what? I spent all this money on these clothes and some more shit.
These bitches.
Like seriously, they do all that. They do all that, and then you got these girls. Oh my god, you got these girls. Lot to say. Like you think they think is not. I don't know how they think, to be honest with you. I'm just saying it's like pretty much based off of perception, based off of experience.
Maturity.
And it's like they think their way is it or no way.
Oh, fine.
Like as soon as they get you, you have to agree. You have to go with what they say and how it's supposed to be. But it's not the case. No. It's like what my boss tells me at work. He says, happy wife, happy life. I don't believe that. I don't believe in that sentence whatsoever. That sentiment is just, I think, levels. Is just the reason why certain relationships tend to end. If it works for you, it works for you. I mean, but that doesn't work for me whatsoever. My thing is that if you're so focused on keeping her happy, who's focused on keeping you happy? If she can't keep you happy and you're not keeping yourself happy, then what's the point? Exactly. Like, why look for a relationship if you can't even keep yourself happy?
That's confusion.
It's the same vice versa. It's like if she's unhappy and yet she's focused on trying to keep you happy and you're oblivious that she's not happy, right, then what's the point? There's no point in doing it. and it's like a lot of stuff ends because one side is not happy, and then like the other side is doing what they can to try to keep you happy, do what they can to keep you happy, but the other side's not happy, and then next you know everything fall apart. You just don't know why. You're left confusing. Like the fuck happened? She wanted me to work on this. She wanted me to work on that. I worked on that. I did this, that, and the third. She likes. I stopped talking to such and such. I stopped hanging. Yep, I stopped hanging out with such and such. This, that, and the third. Blah 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 blah. Because of that, and she's still not happy. I've actually had one relationship, long, long, long time ago. I'm never going back to that again. And where she didn't like a particular friend I talked to, because me and my friend we're cool. We're going way back. I met her about along the same time I met my girlfriend at that time, and she didn't like a particular friend I was talking to. I'm like, okay, my point of view on that is that whatever's between you two is between you two. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not gonna stand in between that. If you guys have beef, you guys have beef. Then don't go in the same room together. I know not to put a cat and a dog in a room together. Okay, then I'm not gonna put y'all in a room together. I just got a personal message, and I'm just gonna say it on camera. Yes.
It may not be about me.
This is what everybody knows. Yes, that one.
Lord, got almost lost him. Makes it really come back.
Like I literally was almost lost in that relationship. I was literally cutting off, like stop hanging out with certain friends, stop doing this, that, and the third. Like I did everything I needed to do. I did everything that I was asked of me, but yet nothing that I was asked, nothing that I asked her was yet to be done. And then I was like, you know what, just give us some time. That thought is always in everybody's mind in terms of relationship is give us some time. Sometimes there's no time to give.
No, hell no.
There really isn't. There is no time to give. There is none whatsoever. And it just gets worse. And for me, it actually got worse. That's how I rolled the dice, and it got worse. I was depressed. I was sad. I was eating a lot of overly seasoned food, and takeout. And everybody saw it. Cindy saw it. My friend Christian saw it. Everybody was asking, Saran, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you looking like this? What's going on? And it's like, I just couldn't really bring it out of myself to talk about it. It was just like, what the fuck? And then there's nothing that can really take you out of it.
Time.
Yeah, there's nothing that can really take you out of it. It does take time for yourself to literally look yourself in the mirror. Like that's what I did. I woke up one morning, I looked myself in the mirror, and I was like, Saran, what the fuck are you doing? Like I literally had this conversation with myself, and I knew I needed to change. I needed to be happy because people I care about was seeing me depressed and down and wanted to do such and such with me, and I couldn't do that because I wasn't me. This wasn't me. This person, this rundown, scruffy looking guy was not me. Me, I like to, go out, be all crazy and be a fool in public. Like ask Cindy, for example. She has a couple stories.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Even though she shouldn't be talking with keys.
Not only he likes to be crazy, he has an elephant memory. So if you catch yourself trying to do something spontaneous, lift the mood a little bit, it's going to be recorded, it's going to be updated on social media, and he's going to bring it up 15 years later.
Oh yeah, I remember a lot of stuff. But the thing is that the reason why I'm me, the way I am, is that I like to make people smile. That's what I do. Now, when I stop doing that, that means obviously something deep down personally is broken, and I had to fix that. And because I had to fix that, I needed to take time to myself to get it all situated. And for that to happen, it was like I was changing certain things with myself. I was waking up, making sure I got my blood pumping, make sure I got going, and then I went to work. And then obviously the person I was with at that time was like
Complete opposite.
complete opposite. Still, emotional, throwing it at me, and I was like, yep, okay. Just threw it out to the side, and then obviously it didn't work out. And I told her, I was like, look, I'm doing stuff to get me to where I need to be. If you're not excited about it, if you're not happy about it, if it doesn't work out for you, I'm not holding you back. You can go. Surely enough, she chose to go. So
He's making it seem like it was that easy.
It wasn't that easy.
She became a victim after that.
Yes. So and then it's like it just gets to the point where it's just too much to deal with, and it's like everybody needs their time to fix things, to fix themselves. But the thing is that you can't jump into a relationship if you can't make yourself happy. You can't make yourself happy. You can't maintain your own self happiness, your own self worth. Then what's the point in jumping into with somebody and trying to convince them that they need to be happy? So like there's different stuff to look at, and it's like you also have yourself looking into certain categories. Everybody has their box, their checklist. You have a checklist, Cindy, on what you're looking for a guy?
In general, yes.
Everybody has their checklist, right? Unfortunately for a lot of you motherfuckers, that checklist does not work out.
Ever.
So my suggestion to you is to think outside the fucking box. You are not gonna get Denzel Washington. No. Stop it. Stop looking for yourself a Denzel Washington. Stop looking for yourself a Trey Songz. It's not happening. For you guys,
Trey Songz. The comments about to be lit.
For you guys, stop looking for Halle Berry. Stop looking for fucking Janet Jackson. Stop looking for your mother. Stop looking for your moms. Like seriously, like stop looking for these out of reach goals and start looking for someone that can compliment you. Someone that can lift your spirits up when you're having a down day, that you can literally sit at the edge of the bed, that person's sleeping next to you, and you can look over your shoulder and you could be like, it's not that bad. Or better yet, you can be sitting on the edge of the bed and she wakes up, she sees you, and just be like, are you alright? Do you need to talk about something, Or better yet, you come home and then, it's just something's waiting for you. Like, I don't know, home cooked meal, a bath or something, or some shit like that, Same thing for the ladies. Like, you're having a stressed day. Your guy is supposed to be able to allow you to say, hey, come over, I'll take that stress off of you. Have a bath waiting for you, have clothes laid out, have everything, so that way all you have to do is just relax, and the next thing you know, you get a nice warm meal to you in bed. Why do girls always have to be the one to cook? That's my thing. Like, a lot of guys think what girls have to be the one to cook, and then girls be like, oh, the guy needs to know how to cook because I don't know how to cook shit. Girl, you need to know how to fucking cook some chicken at least.
First of all, we are too grown to not know how to feed ourselves. Okay? But for some people that doesn't matter. That's cool. But for real?
Yeah, so it's like the codependency is strong, and it just needs to stop with that. You need to be dependent on yourself in order to grow each other, because that's how you learn. That's how you progress as an individual and progress as together in a relationship. Because if you want to reach that point where you say I do, and then want it to continue being along that way as you felt on the first day that y'all met, then y'all need to make sure y'all have that connection. Y'all need to make sure y'all keep going. Make sure y'all keep growing. Like, I have that connection with all my friends. All my friends that are still my friends, that are still here and everything, that's still around, I have that connection with all my friends. You can ask Cindy. I disappear. I have a habit of vanishing. Mm-hmm. And that goes with everybody. It's nothing personal. It's just me. Sometimes I just vanish because I know sometimes I just need myself to be myself. To be me. Not that I can't be myself with everybody. It's just that I need to work on myself, to have that little bit of solitude. And when I reappear, it's like I've never left. Right?
Act as ever. Being on Saran.
It's like I never left. And that's the type of connection you also need in every relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, whether it's husband and wife. You need that connection in every relationship, because that's where it's at. That's where that key factor is. And then I understand at some point it doesn't work out. Some relationships don't work out. Okay, cool. You don't need to hold hard feelings over it and everything, and start trash talking. Oh, such and such and that. Da, da, da. Please, please, please stop the fucking social media stalking, because that just makes it worse. Because then you sit there and you watch, you be like, oh, such and such has a new boyfriend. Oh, such and such has a new girlfriend. Oh, I'm gonna like this photo. I'm gonna like this photo. I'm gonna comment on this photo. Okay, cool. All right. What's your objective? Such and such is still not with you.
I just got all the time in the world.
But yet you're all over his Facebook to try to get, I don't think try to get his attention. You're trying to get his attention, or you're trying to get her attention, or you're trying to get the other's attention. So that way that person can talk to the person you want, and then obviously everything ends because it blows out of proportion. But it's a tough situation. It's a whole lot of work, but that's what it is. Life wasn't promised to be.
Hell no.
So is relationships. I mean, human beings are built in pairs. I mean, yes, we all can be independent. We all can be like not dependent on anybody. Independent. Yeah, I make myself happy and all that, this and third. But in the end, what mark are you leaving? What?
Scar.
Like a little scratch.
Scarface joints.
Like, what mark are you leaving around? Like, whose life have you touched? Like, literally ask yourself, whose life have you touched? Whose perspective have you broadened to know exactly what it is they're looking for? Like, relationships ends because it's not meant to be. Point blank, it's not meant to be. It didn't work out. If it didn't work out, didn't work out. But then at least you left that perception that you know what you're looking for, and that person knows what they're looking for. Now, if that person's stuck on that relationship and continues like hovering around and like la 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 la, look at me, look at me, look at me, then that's just the opposite. That's not learning from what happened. Not learning. Because if you try to jump back into that relationship without actually making changes, make it work, then what's the point? It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna end the same.
Some people choose to make life, so they're gonna go in cycles, break relationship, all similar other things. But for most people, dating is hard. It's not easy. And for people who want to date seriously for the marriage, I have my part. Coming in, everybody should be able to really express their expectations, to respects of whatever that expectation be. But having enough self-awareness to know that, there has to be action put behind those conversations on a daily basis. And it's like, no one should be there every day being like, did he send me a good morning text? Did I get a hug and a kiss? Did he, no one should really be doing that. Like, sure, we pay attention, but it's like, you're not running a military school. And for those females who have, Beyonce and Keisha Cole and, K. Michelle on repeat every day, who think every man that looks at them has to, bow down and, run and chase after you and, move heaven and earth for you just to date. Y'all need to go settle down and go learn something new. Because, I have a friend that does that, oh, when he texts me, he need to be speaking English. First of all, if we're texting during the middle of the day and I'm at work, be happy you have that time. And I'm a shorthand this bitch, alright? So it's critiques like that for those lists and check boxes that people have, it's like chill out. Because honestly, even if English is your fourth language, if you're able to communicate some type of love and understanding and respect, I think we're good. But I don't know, certain people, that's where their navigation is so narrow and small. Something like texting full sentences will drive people nuts. Everybody got their shit. I understand. That is cool. But we need to understand that those expectations or standards, whatever the hell you guys want to call it for you to understand, is that, some of those things have to be met. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to feel loved and respected. That's the basics, you know? And for people who are just like, you know what? My woman or wife needs to be this, that, I expect this, I expect that. Well, women tend to be like, well, who are you to expect dinner every day and not buy groceries? So it's just like, it's always a give and take, and it's definitely got to be clear on what those standards and expectations are. And some of those things for me, I'm more laid back. That's why I said in general, yes, I have a checkbox, but honestly, the first thing for me is love and respect and communication. Yes, that's the very three basic things. But I feel like I literally won't even speak to you or even care about your existence if I don't have that connection. If I don't see those values within you. Because then obviously if someone loves and respects themselves, then they'll have that for other people. So then don't be surprised if you're dealing with somebody who you're kind of like, but he cute, but calls me a bitch every other sentence. Like, you know what? She's really hot, but she ain't got no manners when I take her out. She doesn't even say thank you at the end of the night. Like, something as small as a thank you to a guy is something big. You know what I mean? For the ones that care. There's other ones that don't care. You know what I mean? They're going to use you for whatever you present to them. They're going to take. But if people don't work on these things within themselves and with the people around them, then it's like, you really aren't going to make much progress. Relationship isn't really going to last. It's going to become toxic very fast. And people get caught up in that toxicity and just stay there because naturally, our minds go there. But it's like, you're trying to have a healthy life, healthy relationship. You got to cut that shit out very fast. And even through your actions or the things you say, just reinstate the facts like, you know what? You call me a bitch every other sentence, ain't working for me, so I think you're good. You have a blessed life. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Or, you know what, homegirl? I get it, you need your nails done every week, but you don't go to work. I'd spend like 2 months. I don't know what your goals are. We have fun, but you know what I mean? So it's like, and sometimes you don't even need them to make the reasons known. Sometimes you see that clean cut break, but really all is in your decision. Honestly, in each and every relationship, both parties are responsible. You know what I mean? Both parties are happy wife, happy life, sure. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes in marriages, one of the partners will get more of the burden depending on their relationship dynamic. And sometimes I look at some marriages, we'll just talk about the standard ones, and some of the wives, I'm just like, bro, that's your wife? Like, you must be an ain't shit nigga. That's your wife, bro. This is what you deal with? Because if you allow someone to keep doing something to you you do not appreciate, or you're going to sit there and be like, Sarad, what he did today? Again. That's a mirror reflection of you. So, when you do stand at the mirror at the end of today, this is kind of more of a, let's do something, and just find out what's going on. What should you change? What should you improve? What should you focus? Get that shit together, because you honestly cannot enter a relationship looking for others to fix you. It's fine to be broken. We all got our shit. But to give that to other people to handle for you, that's ridiculous. And some people will attempt to do it, but once again, we all have that common knowledge that life doesn't work that way.
For sure. But then also another thing is that once you realize from each relationship that ends for you, that doesn't work out, it gets you closer for you to know exactly what you want, and you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention to the signs.
It should be somewhere.
Why didn't such and such work out? What was it that you didn't like, and what was it that you want to take out of what you're looking for, so that way you get exactly that. I mean, I say every relationship is a mess, so that beautiful mess, that you want. And one thing that I hear a lot, which is irritating as fuck and confusing, is pretty much, girls be like, oh, he's acting like a bitch, this and third, he's all emotional. But yet, if he wasn't to talk to you about anything, you'd be like, oh, he doesn't talk to me about anything. Oh, he keeps it to himself. Why don't you share your emotions? Da 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 da. But yet, if he doesn't, he's a bitch.
So I'm gonna need y'all who are really ain't about that life to stop trying to act like you want to be with the street trapper who will call you a bitch every other sentence, because you're really not about that life. Like, first of all, cut that out. Because honestly, who in the hell wants to sit there and not be reciprocated to someone who signed up to be with them? Let's just look at it that way. You know what I mean? And some of you men are bitches. It's like, nigga, shut up, hold your nuts, and go get it done. Initially, no, you want, what's the problem? God. What's going on? But if we going on 2 months of the same issue, we gonna have to do something different. But for the fact that, and I know I've come across some guys who are a little bit more flamboyant than I would personally prefer, but but that's just their style. That's their living. That's their own personal habits. If that doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. I don't need to assassinate no parent. Like, nah, he's too much of a pussy. Like, bro, he cried when his grandmother died. I couldn't take it. Like, you need to stop. You definitely need to stop, because first of all, if someone is able to be honest with themselves, therefore in turn be able to be honest with you, you definitely want to take that run with it and hold that for them. Hold that down. You know what I mean? It's not something that's meant to be tossed in the air, put away for next time, or whatever that case is. People are going through different things at any given time of the day, and things could always change like this. So focusing on the fact that you don't like when they particularly came to you, how they came to you, and now it's just like, oh, you're too soft. But how come you're not woman enough to actually handle the conversation and make a solution out of it? I mean, that's what I always wonder. I want solutions out of it. Because, the last solution should be, all right, this ain't gonna work. But for the fact you're gonna go out your way and just label him like that, and then subconsciously you're thinking like he's less of a man, then it's like, okay, then, but you signed up for that, so then what does that mean? And sometimes people just need a different type of motivation, and it's okay not to know how to motivate somebody. But if you gave your word that you would be there for them, that at bare minimum, that, you know what I mean, and being for them is not going around town to friends or family talking about what they're going through, how they're handling. We all need a hand up sometimes, but you know what I mean. And sometimes you just might have to excuse yourself from the situation. Period. Babe, how about you go have a guy's night out? You know what? You ain't visited your mama in a while. How about let's go pop over and say hi. Sometimes you're just not that one. You just happen to be there at that very moment, but sometimes you're not that one to assist that person with whatever they're doing. But I mean, obviously, and if it's on a daily basis of a guy who's just nagging you to death, then yeah, we know that's wrong. But we all know right and wrong, and we all know what's the right way to handle something, what's the wrong way. Being a gossipy, messy bitch doesn't help no one. Helps no one at all. You might feel all right at that moment for getting that attention, but how does that ultimately help your goal to a commitment you give out? So I'm gonna need y'all to cut that out.
Yeah, because especially to if you're gonna be there for that person, then be there for that person. But then it's also other than that connection that you need with that person, you also have to be conscious of who that person is.
Yep.
Because if you're not conscious of who that person is, then you're just lost at everything that they do. Mm-hmm. That's where the observation comes. Day one, it's a whole learning process of learning who this person is that you like. Mm-hmm. What food does that person like? What color does that person like? What does that person like to do in their pastime? What does that person like to watch? Why do they like to watch it? It's all homework. Yes. Every day is a learning process between you two.
Homework, not judgment.
Exactly. And then if you're not conscious about that person, and then you're just constantly downing them because they're catering to your needs, then you're just a fucked up person yourself. You're
Period.
like you're not
You ain't shit.
wasn't gonna go that far, but
I mean, there's levels. The ultimate level is you ain't shit.
I mean, like some people, yeah, they ain't shit. But it's like you have to make sure to put in the necessary the necessary steps to get that that focus across, that communication, that connection, that loyalty, that love. Pretty much, this is all general. It's all connected to that one word. It's just love.
Yep.
Like, how deep is your love for that person? Are you really paying attention? Are you really looking at that person's life? Are you really looking at how that person is with you? How that person spends their day? How that person spends their time off? Are you really connecting to them on a deeper level? Because a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people jump into relationships based off of physicality, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. Oh, because somebody laid down the D, you know. Like, you know, oh, he give the good D, girl. Like, you know, that's what I'm gonna give him. Like, no. And then you guys be like, oh shit, whew, that pussy. Like, it shouldn't be that. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit vulgar on here, but is it that's how it is. Like, you guys and girls just continue with that poisonous relationship where it's not necessarily making you happy, but because it physically makes you feel good, it's not a permanent solution. You should always look for that permanent solution. Those permanent solutions is what makes those longer lasting relationships. Those permanent solutions is what solidifies those connections where you can just be like whatever outside in public. Like, I can be in me and Cindy, I can take her downtown and she'll be sitting there minding her own business, looking at a dress or something or everything. I'll walk up like, girl, go ahead, get that dress, do it right there, girl, and have everybody looking. She's like, oh my god, I don't know this person, but yeah, you know, we'll still hang out. That's, you know, if you look at me like, why do you know this person? It's crazy. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna share one of the memories. There was a time. I didn't sign up for this. There was a time I was helping Cindy prom dress shop. She had her prom. She was gonna go for prom dress. She was gonna go for prom dress shopping. What was that store? Was it? Nope, we ain't gonna disclose. It was a store downtown. It wasn't Tello's. No, it was some other store. I think that store shut down. It was a store downtown. But either way, they had her. It wasn't my fault. They had her in the changing room, changing into the dress, and then the lady opens the door. And it's like, oh, you look good in the dress. And I shit you not. I was like, come in, come look, come look. I'm like, okay. I go, look. She damn near had her jeans at her ankle. Yes. Yeah. She's like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, you look good in that dress, but and I just walked away and rolled it like she still had her jeans.
It was a halter top dress. It's 50-50 with shopping. And I sometimes want to get in and get out. Halter top dress, I was like, cool. Drop the jeans, threw the dress on. I was like, okay. The damn attendant is at the door like, oh, all right, cool. But of course, she see me walking with him thinking he my man. So I'm just like, okay, this looks all right. This looks okay. This looks okay. She's like, yeah. And then invites him into the conversation. Like, bruh, my jeans are at my ankles. I don't care if I'm fully dressed. Like, I'm trying to take this off. You're holding the door open still. Like, okay. But, you know, we just go about the day. Like, all right. Another one, another story that this will never forget.
There's multiple connections that you get. Like, you can laugh at situations like that. You can talk about certain situations going on in your life that you don't feel comfortable talking about anybody else. And it comes down to also where you're in that relationship with you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, life. Like, are you comfortable with talking to your husband or wife about those situations? If you're not, then you should probably reevaluate your relationship, because you should be able to go to anything at all, and that's what builds this relationship between you guys. That's what continues the relationship between you guys. Like what I picture as myself when I'm old, and if if or whatever I'm married or whatever, I'm gonna be the same person I am today. I'm gonna be old as fuck. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, wanna go bring my lemonade?" Yeah, like doing some random shit. And I would expect my wife or whatever to be like, "Boy, if you don't shut your motherfucking mouth," and I sure enough, yeah, I do want to have like grandkids if I can have grandkids or whatever. Depending, I don't know, my kids are gonna be their own mind. They're gonna do whatever they want to do. If they want to have kids, they can have kids, whatever the second, third. But if I have grandkids, I want them to witness that because I want them to see that that's a real relationship. That's what they should look. That's what I want my kids to look for. That's what everybody should literally look for. All this whole fucking materialistic physicality of looking for in a relationship, your whole checklist and some more shit, y'all need to throw that shit out the window. Like, serious, because there's a deeper connection there that's not explored that literally builds these relationships that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Instead of, jumping from Tom, Dick, and Joe, figure out which one you're looking for. Are you looking for Tom? Are you looking for Dick? Are you looking for Joe?
Maybe look for Dick.
How did I know that was coming?
You set it up. You set it up, LeBron.
And the same thing goes for guys. Like, are Susan, Mary, and Ann, like, are you looking for Susan? Are you looking for Mary? Are you looking for Ann? Like, stop jumping between them to figure out and just figure out, narrow down what exactly you're looking for. Where is that deeper connection? Figure out that connection. Build that friendship first. Then figure out if that relationship is going to be explored or not. Because obviously, just like I said, the friend zone. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. It doesn't mean that you guys cannot be friends. That means that you guys built that connection so that way you can be friends. But sometimes that connection doesn't build out the way you like it. I mean, we can't control it. We can build that connection, but then we can't control how the outcome is. Just like with anything, with every action there's an outcome. Apparently, there's a terminology. Every response there's an event, and every event there's an outcome. So your response is that you sorry, somebody on Twitch just made a comment.
I didn't look at the comment.
It says, so I'm gonna get on that topic too. So, because everybody on Facebook can see that comment too. So like, you just need to make sure you build those connections because those connections are what makes these interactions worthwhile. It what builds these friendships for life. It what builds your pretty much, I would like to say your happy movie ending. Like everybody watch these movies and be like, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that.
Nobody wants to put in the work.
Nobody wants to put in the work. Nobody wants to put in the work during the time. But yet there's different types of movies you should watch. There's those friendship movies, and then there's relationship movies, and then there's those out of the way movies that a lot of people watch, like those 50 Shades of Grey people. If that's what you're looking for, okay.
It's out there.
But let's focus on the main two. Those friendship movies and those relationship movies. Obviously, whatever happens, work goes out to those relationship movies. Whatever happens goes out to those friendship movies. Those friendship movies are those friendship movies where at the end you're old, you're already going down your bucket list, but let you and your friend, because you have that connection, you're sitting on your porch and you're having those good old laughs, remembering good times and everything, joking about every time you see some person walk down the street and you'll be like, look at this Tweety Bird looking ass motherfucker, and y'all still rolling and everything, this, that, and third. And then there's those relationships where, you're sitting there, sorry, Twitch is starting to pick up. You're sitting there in those other relationships and like, where it's those marriage relationships, those love relationships, where you're still the same you are at the beginning of the day before you guys said I do. You guys got to where you're old and everything, walking, y'all talking shit to each other, but you still have that love for each other. That's what you need to work on. Now, what somebody said on Twitch, he or she said on, no, never mind, it's a he or she, I don't know. But they said my relationship ended fast because she was a thought and was just after my money.
Good for you! You did a good one, sir.
Girls. Guys. Because even guys can be thoughts. Stop it. Like, seriously, like, stop fucking looking for help.
Abusing.
Well, I don't like saying help, but stop
abusing.
Stop abusing and using.
Taking advantage.
Because this is what comes down to my last thing. This is what comes down to my last thing. Where girls have those endless records of bad relationships and endless records of bad relationships, and guys have those endless records of bad relationships. And the next you know, both of them are saying all guys are dogs or all girls are bitches or thoughts or whatever. It's not that all of them are. It's just the fact that the ones that you get, unfortunately, are.
Keywords.
That's what I mean by, you need to broaden your checklist on what you're looking for. Erase certain things off that checklist, because it could be that something that you're looking for is not actually what you need. You really need to get what you need, instead of getting what you want. Because sometimes what you need actually turns out to be what deep down inside you want. And that's what you need to look for. Because we need to stop broadening the ranges between, hey, I went out with Joe, and Joe just used me for my money and slept with my sister. Well, that didn't work out. Maybe you should stop looking for people like Joe. I went out with Susan, and she used me for my money, got some new pumps, and ended up with Joe. Well, we should stop looking for people like Susan. I once might have been in this relationship. Oh shit. I'm sorry, but that's a fucked up situation.
So, she once ended her sister's relationship because she walked in on them in action and was
I don't think that's a she. I don't know. I don't know if it's a she or he.
That sounds like something a sister would do.
So I know it's a personal question. So I'm gonna ask. I know everybody's on Facebook watching, but I do have people on Twitch watching, and that's the comments that you see rolling up on the screen and everything. So Twitch, are you a boy or a girl?
I don't care.
So that way we know how to generalize this, because you're just saying you're saying some stuff here.
I don't care. I'm gonna generalize that. So instead of getting the hell up out of there, like, oops, sorry, my bad, that person continued to exorcist her. Where is the remote? You always do this. Where is the remote? So that right there shows there's no boundaries. There's no respect. And if I want that in a relationship, that also has to be in the relationships around you, including your crazy family members. Or maybe you're the crazy one, and that's just how it came out that day. That was the last straw. Like, listen, bitch, I'm tired of this. You fucking on a remote. It's stuck on Maury. Like, come on. But, yeah, those boundaries. But, I mean, honestly, when you're looking at a person and you're trying to get with them, you also get with their family. And maybe he or she wasn't rocking with their family members. And maybe that's fine. You probably didn't like that person anyway, right? You didn't like. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but.
I mean, she should have never just replaced the remote. I mean, if you knew
community property.
if you knew you was gonna be busy, if you knew it was gonna be busy, but you know, it should have just never replaced the book.
Wait a minute. Hold on. That's a different type of show. I don't think we're there yet.
Okay, it's a guy. So, but wow. Did he not know that you are her brother?
I don't think he cared. It's out there, y'all. It's out there. I don't think they cared.
All right, so that's that 50th grade of Shade type movie that people choose. Because that is some other shit. Like, even people are like, what?
But it's out there.
But real quick, because I saw an action. I saw a question that was asked by TinyOx95, but I don't know who that question is directed to.
I'll answer.
It says, really, how about if you tell me about what was the reason you broke up with me?
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
For me. That's for you, bro.
I don't know who that is.
It ain't me. Ooh,
So
my exes are buried. Okay.
Yeah. So there's
I come to haunt my life.
So I don't know who that is, but I will go down the reason why I broke up with certain people. I'm not gonna name names. There's one relationship I broke.
I gotta be on comments for sure.
I just got a personal message, Steve. Me. If it is, she knows and don't need me to say it because I've already said it. No,
That's just crazy. This is crazy.
But yeah, so like I was saying, it's like there's this relationship I broke up because the connection was gone. And it just seemed like from what I was observing, she was like more interested in some other guy, and the guy was obviously interested in her, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck it then.
You're always interested when you're taken.
Yeah, like I'm like, all right, fuck it then. But the thing was that, you know, she was like obviously giving him the attention. Like, so I was like, all right, fuck it, whatever. There was a relationship I ended because I was actually young. We all are young and stupid at a time, and it's like, let's talk relationships. Come on, boo. I don't know who this is. Wait. Before we get to that, let me just finish what I was talking about real quick, and I will get to that question.
Apparently, we need a 50 Shades of Grey hour.
That's right.
Y'all ain't trying to hear this shit.
All right, because this shit is going. It's getting deep in here. So, there was a relationship that I broke up.
Yes.
That I broke up with because it was I was young and naive. Like I don't know. I just didn't know what I was looking for at the time, and it just didn't feel right for me, and I just broke up with it. And I was a bit ignorant. I admit it. I was a bit ignorant. I didn't know. Then there was relationships I broke up with because it was just a fucking waste of time. Like, like I actually ended up starting dating this girl, and it turned out she had a boyfriend and was pretty much using me as a side. I was like, all right, you know, as long as I knew, whatever.
Consensual.
You know,
yes.
I was single, so I knew I was single, so whatever, fuck it, right? And then I just got tired of being tossed to the side every time Super Dude shows up. So Super Dude shows up, I don't exist. And it's like, the fuck? Like, you know, yeah, you know, like, hey, how you doing? This is my friend here. It's like, hey, you know, I'll play it off. How you doing? No, I'm doing your girlfriend. But hey, I'll shake your hand.
Happens every day, dude.
But then it's like, I just didn't like. No, I have not been the side dude my whole life, but then it's like, you know, it was like I just got tired of, you know, she was sitting there asking for more, but yet I wasn't what you wanted as the main because of whatever reason. But you know, don't ask for more from me. You know, And then I ended that, and I was young. I was young still. I was young still, and then like obviously all that, that whole side of me gone, ended, and everything possibly ended. But then those are reasons why my relationship, another relationship actually ended because miscommunication, misunderstanding. Certain things weren't explained the right way, and it unfortunately ended the relationship because didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do for each other, and that's yeah, no connection. That's what it was.
So who's the mystery person?
I do want to know who this mystery person is.
Send some DMs, please. They're open. DMs are open.
Like I do have you can whisper to me on chat where it doesn't show up on the stream.
Sure, you still got a number.
But just to go back with Twitch is like, so the question here is what to do if the situation, if your sister might be into incest.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, that's why he said that before about the shower thing and walked in.
I don't think I heard you correctly.
So what to do with that situation is you probably shouldn't be in that situation. Is that
keep I don't know clothes on in the house and stop busting it with your towels on.
Like there are those situations where those brothers and sisters like each other. He said, "What ethnicity are you, bro?" It's like, but it's like there are those situations where it's like it's where it gets really real. It gets like your brother and sister, and she sees you, and
what word?
But here we are. Yeah, I'm just leaving it alone. It gets like your brother and sister, and she sees what she wants in a guy in you, or that's probably what's happening, is that she sees what she wants in a guy in you, and she doesn't see it anywhere else, and that's probably why she's into that. But obviously, it's up to you to create that barrier where it doesn't,
your sister, bro.
It doesn't get to that situation. And so after that situation you had where you walked in on them, you found the remote weeks ago. But
so apparently your sister likes to hide the remote on purpose.
Still feel some type of way. It is kind of a setup. So I guess it's literally up to you to create that barrier. So I can't speak for your sister on how she feels, but obviously it seems like she might be looking for someone like you.
And she got her wires crossed.
And got her wires crossed a little bit.
But honestly, females, are going to be attracted to humans are attracted to what their environment is. I like the strong silent type because my dad was a horrible communicator. But I'm aware of that. So, therefore, when the bells are ringing, I'm not understanding why. And it's something that I'm not like. I want someone that's able to communicate. But then it's like, I find myself falling for the strong silent type. I'm like, yeah, that's what I grew up around. But
clearly, she was using dildo.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you stay in your comments.
That's what he said.
But for me to address that incestuous situation, yeah, she got her lines crossed. So in her head, she doesn't have that boundaries of family relationships.
Yeah. So
and that happens. That's real, and probably need to create a lot of distance.
Yeah, a lot of distance.
Because that's very unhealthy, and it's actually toxic because she's baiting your ass every chance she
gets. Because that's what I mean by creating that
creating
that wall. Just create that wall so that way it doesn't. She knows it's not like that.
One of y'all need to move out.
It's not like that between you guys, and maybe she might end up finding a guy that's sort of similar like you.
She's gonna find your twin, bro. Your doppelganger.
Exactly, find your twin. It's kind of like those dudes that look for in females their moms. Like that's why would you
stay at home with your mama then?
Why would you look for your mom instead of
the lines be crossing?
Yeah, and then like your sister gone from straight to lesbian to me, and he said he moved out, but from that from that statement from your sister going from straight to lesbian to you is just that she
needs therapy and meds.
Probably should go to an AA meeting.
She's discussing it like it's normal because it's a real life situation.
Yeah, because it is a real life situation.
This is not going to be the first or last time this happened. I know nothing about it, but I can sympathize.
It's not normal because
at all.
This is my first time even talking about this, but she probably should
she needs help.
She should probably see a therapist to probably reevaluate where her wires are crossed and get those straightened out to know exactly what she wants. But I guess that's but that's
your home time. It happens every day, B.
that is where I'm just gonna leave that.
Yeah.
That situation there. Hopefully things work out for you, Twitch, and that situation gets, rectified where it's not awkward between you and your sister, because that is a bit of an awkward moment to have between.
Bro, it's awkward, like,
sister. So another one actually had a question. Another one, 96, had a question. Can you break up with somebody because their best friend is throwing it back better?
Yes, you can. It's a free world. You need to stop associating with people like that. I mean, but if you're into that type of thing, if it was a competition to begin with, then, I mean, you set yourself up.
Yeah. So this actually goes back to what I was saying about in relationships in general, on what to look for a relationship.
You don't make Google do it.
Wait, hold on. What does that mean? Twitch, you're probably gonna have to re-ask that question. What does what mean? And then I'll answer that. But just to answer another one's question, it goes back to what I said before about relationships in general. If you are just looking for temporary and you're just looking for that physical connection, then rectified means solved. Like the situation is solved. Like it worked out. That's what rectified means. Twitch. But if you are looking for that physical relationship, then you would want to then I guess that'll work out for you. If the best friend is putting it back for you. But if not, if it doesn't work out for you, if it doesn't if it's like doesn't work out for you, that means there's more of a connection that you're looking for. If that connection that with your person, if your girlfriend is working out better for you, she's connected to you, maybe you should talk to her about that physicality, that lack of physical relationship. You should talk to us like, hey, can we try something new? Can we experiment? Because for all you know, if you guys do have that understanding, that connection, then maybe she might be into it. But you have to obviously not just throw out in there like, hey, I saw you watch 50 Shades of Grey. I got a red room.
I trust this person because I think I know where they're getting to.
Yeah.
So, don't know why you're having these conversations with everybody you're getting relationships with, but I do understand that some people definitely want to understand where they're at with that person they're being intimate with. You might want to look at the grounds on which those relationships, or who you busting it wide open for, what those grounds are. But and you probably might want to keep a little bit more private. But I mean, that's up to you. But if you want to be free out there, all that, you just need someone who's going to understand you and what your point is. If you're trying to up your sex game, that's fine. But you need to understand some people don't want to teach. Some people do want to teach, but some people will use you. And sometimes it probably has nothing to do with you throwing it back. You know what I mean? It might just be that they're feeling your homegirl better, or your homegirl makes herself way more available than you do. Like, you never know what other people's intentions are. You need to understand your intentions and if people fit those things for you. So if you're trying to up your sex game, there's plenty of people out here that'll show you how to do it correctly without hurting your feelings and running off with your friend.
Sorry, Twitch said something else again.
Y'all are just an open bunch. I mean,
all right, but real quick, just address a concern. So Tiny Ox 95. Um,
Tiny Ox.
I'm not sure who you call it, Boo Boo Kitty, but
wait a minute now.
This is an episode of Empire.
Definitely.
But just to say, this is the reason why I call this show The Perspective. It's not that I am a relationship expert. I'm not.
Answering this person.
I'm just gonna answer all questions. I'm not. I'm not a relationship expert.
It's a statement, a fighting statement. But all right.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a relationship expert, and but I'm just giving my view on it. I'm just giving my perspective. You're free to give your view and perspective as well. I mean, like if you
you single?
If you have any, if you have anything or anything, I mean, like we still don't know who you are.
Dry.
You're like really.
I know you dry.
Asking a lot, but whatever. This is just different perspectives. Like a lot, like what I find what happens a lot is that a lot of girls ask for a guy's point of view on things. Exactly. And then a lot of guys ask for a girl's point of view on things. So right now you got a girl here and a guy here that's willing to give their point of view on certain things, and that way, you know, you get two different types of perspectives. But obviously, we don't speak for all girls and all guys.
Absolutely not.
Probably for we primarily speak for stuff just like people like us. But
can we know a little something about you, Tiny Ox? What you working with?
Now you got her interested.
I'm not. I'm not.
But all right. But another one saying, I'm a dude. I'm saying, how you wifing one thing if other girls are throwing it back?
Because you're not wifing.
Dependent. Well, that's the thing. That's more coming down to self-control, bro. I mean, it seems like to me, this is just my own opinion, if you don't mind, but it seems like to me, you got a bit of an addiction going on. You might want to tone it down. If you're just if you're just addicted to how they're throwing it back to you. Wait, what? If you're worried about if you're just addicted to how they're throwing it back to you, then you know that's probably where your problem is, where your situation is, because you're just gonna be jumping from one to another because another person's throwing it back. I mean, I guess
whatever makes you happy.
Whatever makes you happy. Best thing I can say is that, you know, get yourself a girl that connects with you on a deeper level, but then when you're alone with her in your room, throws it back to you like a porn star. That's all I can say. You know, that's all I can say. You know, just hopefully she gives it to you, you know, the way you do, and then like you don't have to worry about such and such want to throw it to you. And then Twitch is asking, riddle me this: what happens when you're her boyfriend? Chimo, daddy, my dad. Here's it. Twitch, you just got a lot going on between you and your sister. I think you guys should probably sit in a group therapy. Because if she yells at and the father comes in and then sees all that, then that seems to be a situation between her and your dad. Because I do not know what is going on between her and what she has and how everybody's going in to see what's going on in her room. Do they believe in locked doors? Like, you know, locking the door. You've been to therapy already. Yeah, I seen your riddle. That's okay. He's been to therapy.
Keep going.
So that's it. You've helped. I have no self-control. Yeah, okay. And then I got me going to McDonald's.
Any other real questions? Real questions.
I've been single for 1 month, and I'm a gay guy. Well, I mean, it's the same thing. I think honestly, the
Was that a question?
no, it was just it was something that Tiny Ox was saying. It applies to everyone.
He was answering my question.
Yeah, he was answering your question. I just wanted to say because I want Tiny Ox's point of view because I don't know the perspectives on that side. Oh, thanks for the follow, Twitch. I pretty much appreciate it. I don't know the perspective on that side or anything. But I do want to ask, like, isn't it the same way? Because a lot of people, for whatever reason, say, because I do have gay friends. I do have gay friends that have their own thing, and sometimes some of them say, "Oh, it's different for a gay person," but I don't think so. I think all the relationships are all the same, whether you're gay or straight or bi or whatever. It's all the same. You're pretty much all looking for that same connection. Isn't that right? Like, I believe that's right. And another one is now conversating with Tiny Ox.
Mm-hmm. Very first.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this once. Please do not say questions like that. That's kind of like, you know, it's kind of weird. He asked.
Oh, I seen it.
Yeah, that's just kind of weird. That's like thanks for the follow. I'm just gonna say alive because I don't know how to read that. It says R4 F4 live. I guess, yeah. Thanks for the follow. But yeah, okay, cool. It's the same way. So it all communicates together. So it's like this is the thing. This is the thing I hate. It's like I have no problem. I have no problem with anybody's like sexuality and everything, but people do have problems with such and such sexuality. And then but the thing is that with that, it's why is there such a problem? If people feel the way they feel, if people go for the way they go for, then they need to go for it. Shit. Love is love. It's universal. Everybody says it. Love is universal. You sit there and say, like, especially you got those people that saying love is universal, but then want to differentiate between certain sex. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why do that? Like, what the hell? And it's the same with everybody. And then and then like going back to another question, like I was saying, can you stop asking those questions? Another one, because it's just so. I mean, I feel that it might end up offensive towards him, and it's not right, to be honest with you, because it's like pretty much saying that, you know, they're not people. You know, we're all people. That doesn't matter on our sexuality. We are all the same human beings. We're all the same person. We're all fun with, like, I can go out and have fun. Yeah, exactly. You go flirt the same way with you flirt with the girls. Like, I go out with my gay friends. We go out with like fucking froyo and some more shit, and then they'll videotape me just like having a food orgasm eating froyo. And I was like, yeah, that's the way you like it. And I'm like, what? But it's just like it's just it's just like it's just like, you know, it's all it's all pretty much point of view, but you know, some people are different, some people don't have the same view. But the reason why I said the questions you're asking, it's not like saying they're people, because it's like you have to literally look at it. Like, you just asked him, does he shit normally? How the fuck else do people shit? You squat and push. All right, Twitch just said my former transgender friend didn't like that I gave him a book of basic human biology for her birthday, since she thinks there's more than two genders.
I'm tired of you talking to these disrespectful ass people. I want to give you a book about standard Christian family living, knowing that you're a gay person, so don't insult someone's intellectual intelligence and their beliefs by giving them something on the contrary. Apparently, you guys had many conversations about that, and you knew their stance. So, they're men.
Hold on. You seriously gave a book?
Deadass, they did. A book for a birthday gift?
Or to a, oh my god. As much as I think that would be an interesting joke, but I don't think what happened is that your former transgender friend didn't think that's funny. So, like I said, an understanding on what would be crossing the line on that with your friend would probably be a good way to go, because I think with that,
only her perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Only with that. That's the thing. You don't like. Only with that. Only with that is that she will probably feel. She'll probably feel like, you know, you'll be disrespectful. It'll be crossing the line. That's probably why she didn't like it. That's probably why she didn't feel it was funny or anything, because she felt that, you know, as a friend, you would support her choices. You would support, you know, her change or whatever, and then giving her that book. It's like a sort of, in a way, a slap. And you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Like say like on your birthday. Like say like if you're expecting something, somebody gives you a gift that's more or less you would view disrespectful. You would be probably pissed. I would be pissed. Like, I would be pissed if somebody gave me a disrespectful gift. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna get like, I don't know, fucking Nintendo Switch for my birthday. Is that I open up a box and then like a fucking stack of dog shit is there, like what the fuck, like, you know, I wouldn't like that. So you should probably just be aware of what would offend her.
No, they're very much aware. Too offended.
Thanks for the follow, Tiny Ox. I really appreciate it. What's going on here?
Any questions on Facebook?
No, everybody stopped commenting after I said it's Facebook because they were saying like the volume going in and out. I flirt the same way with I flirt the same way with girls as.
I'm not reading them scrolling ass comments. Good for you, congratulations.
All right. Well, but then give Jenna. Okay, the comments here on Twitch is actually getting very interesting, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. All right, but I actually think that is all I have for today. That's all you have to say for today.
I mean, y'all got any questions for me directly? I'll answer. That's about it.
It looks like they it looks like they have going on right now. But seriously, so
yes.
So
Twitch has a Twitch.
Yeah,
so you want to just call me? But I prefer a taller guy.
Wait. Do girls nowadays prefer tall guys since I'm 6'4"?
I prefer tall guys. It's just my preference. Have I dated shorter guys? Yeah. Are we over this conversation now? Okay. It's just your preference.
That brings up a question.
But it's because of what I grew up around. Everybody in my family is 6 feet plus.
Hold on, pause.
God.
Hold on. So, I'm gonna ask a question.
Sure.
So, you say you dated a shorter guy.
Yeah.
Did you have to pick him up?
I don't do those my size guys. I said I dated guys, not children.
I just found that funny. That's all. I don't mean any offense by it, obviously. You know, if if you found that offensive, there was no offense. I just thought it was a funny question to ask her. See, that's that connection. I know I didn't offend her.
Right.
Like I have my preference. I prefer independent women. First off, we all know who that. We all know that's not true concerning that certain person whose name should not be said, like Voldemort.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I have my I have my preference. Like I prefer like
Sanity?
I don't go I prefer sanity. I prefer not overly outrageous girls that that goes out and just be just completely ratchet and just like no there's I mean like I don't mind you doing it in certain ways. Like if you're like indoors and like having a good time playing with your friends or playing around and everything, I don't mind it. But then if like we're outside and you're like yelling and everything, getting all loud, yelling at somebody for doing just the littlest thing, like they just crossed you, then that's a problem. Um, I mean, we all have our preferences and everything, but then I tend to always broaden my scopes. I don't just like narrow them down, but I do have a bit of a checklist on my own, but I don't like always go by it. I think outside the box because you never know what you might find.
Twitch be trolling, talking about he can't see them hoes within a mile radius. So do you like bitches that are 6'1"? Go get you a Lisa Leslie. Go ahead, no one's stopping it. We all need love.
Well, I say, told you Facebook is people are just watching, but I just say it comes down to what was it? How you carry yourself,
Absolutely.
their perspective of you, like
What you allow.
what you allow, what you don't allow. There's some girls for whatever reason don't do anything unless a guy approaches them.
Yep.
Don't know why.
Many.
But and then there's some guys as well that don't do anything unless girl girls do it, guys do it. It's crazy. Nowadays my problem is just being social. Well, there you go.
Hell yeah.
What you need to do is just break out of that social shell.
Let's go out more.
Just go out more. Like even if you're just hanging out with friends, like that's actually gonna help you break out of your shell. Like just go out and interact. Like me personally, I say like I'm semi sort of antisocial. Like once I meet you, I'm probably not gonna say much, but then once you get me talking, get me going, the jokes are nonstop. Like I'll just keep going, and then like I'll show me and everything. That's just how I am. Um, I don't know who that is, but that's just how it is. Um, but yeah, I guess that's actually should be it.
Alrighty. I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll up now.
So I'm gonna end it on that. But just remember for you guys when you're in a relationship, just don't. If you're looking for a longer lasting relationship, don't. My opinion, is don't just look for those physical connections. Look for those deeper connections. Something that where you can grow with them, like where she can grow with you and he can grow with you. You can grow with them because those relationships are way, way much more worthwhile and will last very long. All right, so bid you guys a good day. The next episode that I'm gonna do is gonna be about changes in community and everything. Pretty much like what's going on in certain cities where they're so-called building affordable housing and saying that it's at a good price, but yet minimum wage isn't that much good at all. But there's also going to be topics about like people who face racism in community, education, where it's lacking, and why people are not connected with that. Well, because they're still building. But that's all I'm going to answer for now. Hope you guys have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and yeah, have a good one.
More questions.
See ya.